Yo, check this out.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everybody. You know what's weird? This week I discovered a group that to me reminds me a lot of Death Grips. They're like Death Grips if Death Grips was kind of like 100 gecs and did rock instead of rap. They're very, very interesting. I just got, oh wait, let me make sure I don't have like my address or anything on here before I show them. I just got these 2 vinyls. Very excited. I don't know how to pronounce their name. Oh, they're also backwards because I have my camera flipped. It's like Descartes Acant. I think they might be Mexican. I'm not really sure. I really, really like this album though. And I mean, I like this one too. That's why I bought them. I bought them after, like, immediately after I heard them. And yeah, they just weirdly sound like Death Grips and 100 gecs. Oh, neat. Those are cool. Ready? I'm glad you like them. I really like the cover on them too. Let's get straight into it. Israelites by Desmond, Dekker. Here's a bit off topic. A&W, every time I drink it, it tastes like there's like some sort of weird chemical in it.
Huh?
I don't know if it's just like a me thing, but I feel like every time I drink it, it tastes weirdly chemically, and I don't know, it kind of grosses me out, because otherwise it tastes fine, but it's something about the chemical taste that it has throws me off. This looks like a cool lyric video. Oh, I like the harmony.
Get up in the morning, slaving for bread, sir, so that every mouth can be fed. Oh, the Israelite. When my kids step up and I leave me, darling, she said I was yours to receive.
I love the guy hitting like the bass in the background. I guess it's not really in the background, but he's like a secondary singer. Yeah, but I'm liking this one a lot so far. Was this like remastered? Okay, I was like, this thing sounds super old and I know it has to be, but the mixing and mastering is so good on the remaster. Does it say when it was remastered? Because this was 100% remastered. There's no way it came out like this. Yeah, all their voices, they're just so unique, and they, despite them being so drastically different in how they're sounding, they just fit so well together. It's like they all just have each of their like own niche in the song. And the instrumental is just, it's fun. It's fun to listen to. You know what? I just thought about it. I could put the song list. I could have the queue right here. No way. No way. Okay. I put it back there. Wow. Perfect. Okay. Oh god. Is it over or? Oh, okay, just a flashing screen for like 20 seconds. Cool enough for me. Yeah, I really like that song. It was very, very simplistic, but there's just so many layers to it. The mixing, and again, the mixing and mastering is so good, especially for a like a song this old, or just a remaster in general. I feel like remasters are never like this good. But yeah, it's just very lighthearted. Very well. It might not be lighthearted. I'm not 100% sure what it's talking about with the lyrics, but It sounds lighthearted. Yeah, just a lot to love about it. Very, very easy to like. Sorry, I got back from Detker's show. My ears are blasted. Yeah, it does that. So are all their shows just that loud? How are their shows louder than pyrotechnics? I've been right next to a Kiss concert, like where they're lighting the fireworks right by my head, and it still wasn't as loud as a Death Grips concert. I cannot get over how loud it was. It's like you even leave the venue and it's like still loud. I saw a rat crawl past your head. Oh god, where? Yeah, I seem to have an infestation going on. Okay.
Back for the moon. Something different worth the trouble.
Okay, so this is already, I'm gonna keep it real. It sounds more like a song than what I remember their other songs sounding like. The other ones I feel like weren't songs, and this one is. I don't quite remember how they sound though either. I remember they were pretty weird. I kind of like it though. It's unique at the very least, like all their stuff is. I don't know. It's more likable than their other stuff that I've heard. It feels less all over the place and a bit more streamlined for whatever they're doing. Whatever this genre is, they're definitely hitting it more, or attacking, I guess, the prompt of the song as a song. If that makes any sense at all.
That doesn't make no sense. My man.
The band is all vibes for me. I get it. I have my weird bands. Like I was talking about the Descante Secant or whatever, if I can ever pronounce their name right. They're weird, and I like listening to them, so I totally get that. Especially this group sounds just super chill in general. Is this AI music? It does kind of feel like it. The genre is called Zolo. There's an actual name for this? I'm surprised. I'm actually super surprised that there's a name for it.
There's a certain kind of hell. Sure ain't made in games with all the running. The left ebb and flow, but no use making waves out in the pudding.
When the door won't yield,
Exit from the room.
climbing back to the nest.
Time to footing.
I'm liking this one a lot more than their other stuff.
No use making waves out in the pudding.
Oh, okay. That actually goes so hard. I'm surprised. I actually like this one. I'm still on the fence on if it's going to be something I actually add to my playlist and listen to, but it turns out when they make their music sound more like a traditional song, any form of song, because whatever this genre is, I guess it just strays away from at least what I think of as music. And as soon as it gets in that little sweet spot, I think I start to like it a lot more, because I love I love the whole aesthetic of it. I love all the sounds that they use. I think, was that like one of those stylus instruments at the end? You know, the ones where like they have the stylus on the little like black box and they kind of like move it across to make sounds. That's kind of what it sounded like. I don't know what to think about these guys. They're so interesting. They're so cool. I'm surprised they're not bigger, honestly, because I feel like more and more people are looking for new types of music, like things like Death Grips, things like Descante Secant, things like this. Up next, One Hot Minute by Red Hot Chili Peppers. Maroon 5 and Hot Chili Peppers are kind of in the same vein for me, because they're both kind of big at the same time. You should dress up as a rat for Halloween costume on the live stream. It would be funny, man. That would be. For Halloween, I'm going to be Qui-Gon Jinn. I would get a rat costume though. I'm pretty sure they're probably expensive though, because I got told by somebody that I look like Liam Neeson. So I was like, I have to do it now. This sounds like, is this an out-of-tune guitar, or does it just kind of sound like it? This had to have came out before their hits. It definitely sounds older. 8 years ago. Is that before their hits? I'm gonna check that really quick, because this definitely sounds older than like Under the Bridge and all that stuff. Okay, it is. Okay, it's not 8 years ago. That's just when the YouTube video was put up. Yeah, it's weird because it's like I can hear parts of their newer stuff in this, but this is like so much more grungy. Like, it definitely makes sense it came out in 95. Also, I had no idea that Red Hot Chili Peppers were around that long. I thought they were a relatively new band, like 2000s. That's wild. They definitely, I think they had a huge part in alt rock. That's for sure. I did not realize that. Yeah, but this is way more grungy than what their other stuff is. It feels a lot less clean. Not that that's a bad thing. It just, I think they cleaned up their sound for the later stuff. Well, this is kind of like, it's all kind of meshed together into like one continuous sound of like all the instruments, all the voices, all that stuff. Oh, I like this. Sound is very specific to the album. I wonder if they're inspired by the Foo Fighters for this one. I gotta check one sec. Maybe vice versa. Okay, I gotta pause for this. They're before the Foo Fighters. I was thinking that maybe they got inspired by the color and the shape of the Foo Fighters, that album. But the Foo Fighters' first album was 1995 when this one came out, so they'd been around for a while. So Foo Fighters definitely were inspired by these guys. There's no way, at least to some extent, because there's definitely some similar sounds here that I can pick up. Which, God bless if that's the case, because I love the Foo Fighters. They have some really good songs. Every time I hear Red Hot Chili Peppers, I think of their socks. What? This part is definitely chilled out.
£3 of love inside my A million more lives it's never goes. Just a few times spun around the sun. A couple more lessons, then we're done. Sitting in the fire, I'll get along and have some fun. Floating through the fire, or maybe I'm your special one. Silent as the fire, or breathe the moon and heat the sun. Sitting in the fire.
I'll let it ride for the rest of the song. Classic. That classic sound at the end of a lot of rock songs. Let the amplifiers sing. Okay. So I like that one. It's not going to be something I listen to though. I think it's not quite for me, but it's almost there. So to be clear, it's not bad. I just think it's I don't know, it's just not for me. It's not something that I would listen to a lot on my own time, but it definitely sounds good. I love how it kind of chills out near the middle towards like the end, and then that ending just kind of guitar, what I don't even want to call that a riff, but they just hit it over and over again for the rest of it, which isn't too bad. Overall, though, I enjoyed it. Definitely enjoyed it. And it was just interesting to hear another song by them that I never would have listened to before. They wore nothing but socks one time while performing. What? I've never heard of that before. What the fuck? Glad I missed that performance. The outro here is kind of god-awful because it just repeats over and over, but God, the entire song is just amazing to me. Yeah, I get that. I was thinking it was a bit repetitive, and a good length of the song was that just like non-stop, but I kind of like it too. Like, I get it. Yeah, I did. Overall though, it probably does hinder the song a little bit. Like, I feel like that would have been better if it was cut into its own like an interlude into the next song, where they just have like a break. I don't know, where it's its own separate track on the album, just so you can listen to it with the album, but you don't have to listen to it if you're listening to the song by itself. Death grips turned off. Which album is this from? Oh, The Powers That Be. Oh, okay, I was waiting for like one of the crazy switch ups.
I'm smoking cigarettes in the shower. When they get wet, I just light another phase. Cardiac orgasm. Don't give me no supper. Fill me up or fill me liquor. And till I'm 6 under. Ain't a fucking thing shaker. When I get naked. This is how it's done. Vegas, all seven, King of Pentacles. I'm training like it's money, dirty money, Surgeon General. As if lost less stupid president. As if I've been spinning chambers since the day I was born. Like what's it all for? Like why the fuck not? Look, if I don't get up, I don't know how to be gone. I get up and I'll fall. I'm turned on. The fire. The fire will fuck you up and no call. You're turned on. The fire.
Okay, I didn't realize 2 minutes already went by. Okay, that's a good sign already. I really am liking this one too. I think that I need to do my reaction to this at some point soonish, as soon as I'm able to. I mean, I still want to do a Foo Fighters and a couple other things, other bigger projects first, but the sound that all like the songs that I've heard from this one, I've liked. Like they've all been like that. It's like a weird psychedelic rock sounding. Like this one, I thought it was weird. I was gonna mention it, but I figured I'd wait till I pause it. This one sounds like at the start like the most vanilla Death Grip song ever. Like the most vanilla Death Grip song I'd ever heard. And then so I was like, I know it's gonna do something eventually that changes that. And then of course it just picks up really fast after the that kind of like alien UFO sound that kind of like circles around your head a little bit. Smoking cigarettes in the shower, when they get wet I just light another. those lyrics, I do actually really like them. Smoking a cigarette in the shower, and when they get wet I just light another. Something about that emanates cool person. I don't smoke, and it's obviously unhealthy, but that doesn't mean it doesn't make you look cool. Everybody knows that.
Well, why you boring me? I'm right.
Okay. How cool do I look now?
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I got these for like a costume a while back. Maybe I'll leave it in for a while.
Follow me, I'm on the way over. Space, the footprints are dropped. Bottomless pieces, come my breakfast. Apocalypse, you want this bitch. Drop a bitch, stuff, jump like a metropolis. Trail of anonymous, casualty from fire. Boom, master. Ain't over that glass house. All my windows blacked out, straight jacked up. The fuck up, gotcha. Man down, my man. Stand down, I'm not with it. I drop liquid, wet like this quick. Can't be finished, you never started. You run for more, while I push harsher. Lose it more further, lose it more nerder.
I'm turned off.
Cause it hurt form of murder, or of indifference, drunk consequences. But first off, I'm turned off.
The bow.
Trust me, you can't trust me, try, trust me. You'll see why when I see you throw the wing of my wing attached. Deuce, I repeat. Right by my wing attached. Deuce, divided. 7 times I'll lead you to where am I?
Okay, the way that he's pausing, I love like how he switches the cadence in that way of how he's rapping, where it's like he says those few lines, he pauses like suddenly, and it just kind of gets back to it. Something about that just hits the spot. Really cool, super cool. I'm glad everybody thinks I'm cool now. All it took was a cigarette, and that's my advice to everybody. Start smoking. Smoking is cool. Not really. Don't do it. If you're not already, don't do it now. Awesome. Yeah, this one is even like I said earlier, okay, at the beginning, again, super vanilla for Death Grips. Even like the song as a whole, I feel like it is definitely more closer, kind of like the sorry, what are they called again? Macula Dog, where it's like the Death Grips steps away from what traditional music is, but in this one I feel like this, from what I've heard from this album, they definitely step back closer to what traditional music is. And this song is no different. I think it's something that you could get people that wouldn't like Death Grips. You could maybe convince them to listen to this and they might like it. Like, I feel like this would be a good kind of starting point. At least one of them. They have a few songs that I think are definitely better to get people into Death Grips, because you gotta ease them in. From my small experience of listening to Death Grips compared to a lot of the other people, yeah, this definitely feels like a song that would be good for that. Yeah, I love how he raps in this one. I love the instrumental. It's super fun. It switches up a lot. I thought it was interesting because when I was reading through the lyrics on Genius, and this goes for a lot of Death Grip songs, it's like you can kind of recognize the chorus, but they always blend it in so well with the rest of like their verses and bridges that you just don't know what's going on. It's like one continuous verse almost. That's what it feels like throughout the song. It's pretty unique to Death Grips. I mean, obviously other people do it, other bands do, but I think they do it really well, and it feels more unique to them than it does some other bands, for sure. Yeah, overall, I do like that one. Hey everyone, Ratty here. So I just came here to let you know that I do a live stream every Saturday night, 11 p.m. Central Time, for live music reactions. See this big old list right up here? Those are all songs that I reacted to live, suggested by viewers. If you want to put in your own song for me to react to live, make sure to stop by, again, every Saturday night, 11 p.m. Central Time. Hopefully I'll see you there. Alright, let's get back to the video. I suggested the song for the vocals. The bridge is crazy. Most of the fans and even Lil Mix don't care about the song. Oh, okay, well, maybe I will. Coming from as an outsider to Little Mix. Of course, not recently. I've listened to a good amount of them, but before that, I was an outsider.
You don't get these kisses for free.
Okay, yeah, definitely a bit different already.
Baby, your dinner's cold. I tried to call but got your answer phone. Last thing that you said, you were on your way back to me. I can tell you think there's nothing wrong. What's with the haircut and the new cologne? Lipstick on your shirt, so don't make it worse lying to me. Now watch me set the tone. You've been sleeping in the bed alone. Little boy better run alone. Don't wanna make me sorry. Can't you see? You are making up for me.
Okay.
But it's insanity. You better run. You don't get these kisses for free. See, I got two sides of me. The one you want your mother to meet, and the one that's a freak. Now I can't be saying, make you scream my name. I ain't playing games no more. So you don't get these kisses for free. I pray that you never meet.
Okay, yeah, this is drastically different than Little Mix's other stuff that I've heard. I can't speak for all their stuff since I haven't listened to it, but from what I've heard, this is drastically different. So a few things that I kind of picked up right off the bat. Of course, the instrumental, wildly different. It's very unique. Whoever produced this, very talented. I'm like really enjoying the instrumental. It's very unique, and it's just it catches your ears. It catches my ears' attention. There's like a drum that comes in on the right headphone only, and I really liked that. It kind of gives me like a cool feeling. I don't know. It makes something rise up inside of me, that drum beat, and then just the production in general. I can't get over how good the production is. I'm really liking it. On the other hand, though, the chorus, I have to mention it. It's a bit cheesy. It's a bit cheesier, I think, even than their other stuff. Which cheesy is fine. I just think it's kind of funny sometimes, especially in this case, because it's like as cheesy as it gets. Or corny, if you will. But I think if you're listening to this one, you're almost guaranteed listening to it for the production. If I'm not mistaken, it's the album closure track. Weird. I mean, maybe it'll feel more like a closer after I get farther into it. But right now, yeah, okay, yeah. Looking right here at the most replayed area, it looks like there's a lot more coming. But yeah, right now it feels like it'd be a weird closer to an album. Okay, let me get back to it.
Listen to me now, it's critical.
It's kind of got a Ghostbuster sound to that production.
Get your story straight. I can't wait all night for sure. Hey, now watch me set the tone. You'll be sleeping in the bed alone. Little boy, you better run alone. Don't wanna make me sorry. Can't you see you are making up for me? Boy, that's insanity. You better
Ooh. It's still catchy though, despite it being kind of corny. Oh. It's got that growl to it. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I like that one. I feel like that's not too big of a surprise. I don't think there's been one I haven't liked. I understand why people like that bridge. That growl that she has in her voice is it's fun to listen to. You don't get to hear it from them that often. I feel like maybe I'm misremembering, but that seems pretty unique to this song. They might do it a couple times here and there, but I feel like to that extent and for how long it was happening, it's got to be more unique to this song versus a lot of their other ones. But yeah, I think the main takeaways are the production and their voices always. Their voices are always really good. I say that every time, and I mean it every time, and I can't stop thinking about it because it's a front line. It's a front line to their songs. Yeah, I need to see who produces this because it feels familiar in a way, but I don't know what. It's almost like I've heard it somewhere or some similar production, but I don't know who by or what songs it was in. Yeah, as for the production though, I feel like it gets almost a little worse towards the end just because like right around in the bridge, they're focusing way more on their voices. So they kind of cut back on the production, let them shine. Same goes for the chorus because they want to highlight the chorus, of course. So they cut back the production a little bit and just let their voices shine. Let what they're saying kind of flow through. But yeah, during the verses, I think is where the production is the strongest. That's for sure. Yeah, very, very enjoyable. I liked it. 2 thumbs up from me. My hat says boo, by the way. It's backwards, so in case you're wondering, it is a Halloween hat. Thought it was quiet. Oh. You're too young.
Starving where the ground is froze, the winter sunrise, red on white, like blood upon the snow.
Ah, there it is, the hurdy-gurdy. That guy looks like he should be playing that. Ooh. I'm gonna go back through that again so I can hear that again. But yeah, this thing sounds like it's a really good song, and I do need to hear the studio version at some point, because I think, to be honest, I think I like the studio version a little more, but I do like the aesthetic of hearing it live. And of course, getting to see the hurdy-gurdy played. I don't know if I've ever heard it actually being played before, or like seen it being played, so that's wild. Also, I've never played God of War, so if there's any context with that, which I'm sure there is, can't get any info out of me for that, because I have no idea. All I know is Kratos, and I think he is like a kid, and it's a PlayStation exclusive. That's my knowledge on God of War. Yeah, I'm liking just the orchestra sound as a whole, all those violins. I cannot get over the hurdy-gurdy though. That thing is such a unique sound, and I love it so much. And then Hozier's never a letdown with the sound of his voice. He always sounds great. And right, he looks like a man who plays the hurdy-gurdy. Hell yeah, he does. He really, really does look like a man who plays the hurdy-gurdy. More than any other man I've ever seen. And the choir. I like how they have him up front too with that shit. Oh, I think that's Bubbles. Alright, cool. I wonder if this song was, if he ever thought he put it on Unreal Unearthed, because obviously he mentions Eat Your Young. I don't know when this song though came out either. Okay, so that was 10 months ago. Actually, I think Christoph said something about this song coming out recently. If I remember right, I think it was him. Yeah, so I wonder if it was ever going to be on that album, or if it was like a contender to be on that album. Because it definitely kind of fits the vibe for the most part. Like, I can definitely see why it would have been kicked off too. I think it's just different enough where I don't think it would fit perfectly. But I think if it was on there, it would make enough sense too. Like, I could see it going either way, really. It's probably for the best though that it was just kept separate. Especially like if I put something out, I feel like I wouldn't want it to be associated with like the one single that was like a part of a game or movie. I feel like I'd want it like as its like its own thing. And I think that would take away from all the work that you put into everything else. I don't know. I haven't put out an album, so I don't know, but that's how I imagine it would kind of be like, but who knows? Through Me the Flood didn't even make it onto the album. Yeah, that was wild. I can't even imagine all the B-sides that didn't get put on that album. If Through Me didn't make it, granted that was put out as a single, but still. That song was so good and it did not make it onto the album. That was wild. I cannot imagine how many songs are B-sides. And how many of them I probably would have loved too. I wouldn't even doubt if some of those B-sides I'd like more than some of the songs on the album. I cannot believe Through Me wasn't on that album. Every time I think about it, in my head, it's like a part of it. But yeah, it's... Man. Which is a travesty because it's gorgeous. Through Me the Flood. Another Hozier recommendation, by the way. Okay, you heard it good. Yeah. I actually have a video on that one too. That was it's one of my first 4 videos. So the quality is really low on that video, but if you want to check it out, it is one of the first ones I reacted to. That one I might have cried to be honest, when I first heard it. Not to mention the 15 some odd songs in the vault he's admitted to having just from the Unreal Unearthed period. Yeah, those are the ones he's admitted to. Imagine the ones he doesn't even want to talk about or he's scrapped completely. It kind of disgusts me a little bit. not because of him, just because I want to hear him. I wish he'd just kind of leak them out somewhere. I bet with this one though, he probably took a song that he already had and just changed it to match Ragnarok a little more, if I had to take a guess. Up next, Sugababes, When the Rain Comes.
We're all here for celebration. Yeah, we all have some fun. But who's gonna be here when the party talk all that big talk, but tell me, can you back it up? Really, all I wanna feel is grown up love.
Not just the days
Ooh.
where we stood in the warmth of the sun rays. I wanna know.
I like her voice a lot. That harmony is crazy. Oh, the way that just kind of like cut off there at the end, and the subtlety of what I think it was a brass like synths in the background that kind of they came in and they'd cut off and they come in is very, very subtle. Like they didn't try to emphasize those, and they just kind of blended it into the mold of the background, which I loved. I feel like a lot of times I really do like hearing the brass like on its own. So that goes for a lot of orchestral instruments or like special per se instruments that aren't in a lot of songs. Because when I think of like usual instruments, you think of like guitar, bass, piano, drums, that, you know, the basic stuff. I feel like it adds a little bit of spice as soon as you add brass, just orchestral stuff in general. But yeah, it's very subtle how they kind of added that in. Like I could have gone without noticing it if I wasn't paying enough attention. Yeah, and then of course their voices are really shining. As soon as the chorus hits, the way that they kind of their voices meld together. They meld together as soon as the chorus hits so well. I always end up talking about the song too much in the minute end, so I have less to say at the end, but just in case I forget, might as well get it out of the way. Ah, the slight disc scratches.
Easy to come for the rides, but I need you here in the dark and the light. Not just the days when we were stood in the warmth of the sun rays. I wanna know, will you be there in the thunder, through the storm? Will you run or will you be there when the rain comes?
I can't help but dance to this one. The rain comes.
So when it's temporary love, I need something permanent. Something like I know you will when you say you will. Yeah, 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 yeah. Nothing make it disappear. I need it to be real.
Oh, they just kept on going with that high note. Every time I thought it was gonna end, they just kind of got a little bit higher. I was actually towards the end, I was surprised they didn't even go another step up with that, because they really, really hit that so well. This is a banger. The voice harmonies of those three is one of the best you've ever heard. It has to be. It has to be. I mean, when I think of good harmonies, I know ABBA has some good ones. Obviously, Little Mix, Sugababes. I could throw in, Tally Hall. They have some good ones, but it's not the same. It's not like their voices aren't like the best voices in the world. I think their voices were made to harmonize with each other. What's some other ones? There's a couple other ones that I really like. This one's definitely one of the best ones, though. Their voices are so compatible, and they're all so pretty. Pentatonics. I don't listen to a lot of them. I'll say that they definitely do have a good harmony when I hear them voice. Like, they all have really good voices. It's not something I really listen to, though. So while they are good, on my personal list, I don't put them up there just because I don't really listen to them on my own time. But that's not saying that they're not really good, though. They probably beat out some of the harmonies that I like personally more. Yeah, they're definitely talented. I'm gonna hear that last bit again. Is that a harp? Oh. This part especially has that good old R&B sound to it. That was awesome. Yeah, I really enjoyed that song. Very catchy. It just, the voices are so good. Yeah, I'm definitely adding that one. I'm going to be listening to that one more. Their voices are so good. The harmonies they create are fantastic. The instrumental on this one was crazy. It's pretty simple throughout, but again, there's just some like subtleties here and there that I really enjoyed. Like the harp, I think it was a harp in between the end of the bridge and when they brought back the chorus. Right there, and then again the trumpet synths, I think they were synths. They could have been trumpets that were cut off. It's hard to say. I don't really know. So but either way, I like the subtlety of those. And then just like when they switch over to the harmonies, there's kind of like a build up to it, which I like, or they kind of like sink in so well. It's just nice. It's nice to hear. And then just the visualizer's cool too. I mean, that's not really part of a song, but I think it's worth mentioning that I just like that aesthetic of Rain on Glass. Yeah, overall though, fantastic song. Really enjoy it. Up next is Clipping Body and Blood. Ooh.
Cleavers up, bring them here. Femurs all swing on the ceiling like a chandelier. She's sitting there in a white dress, looking like she should get it. Licking her lips of the reddish, should invest in the head clinic. He got a pocket full of incisors and pliers in a briefcase in case she get inspired. She ain't. She trying to suck face off the bone. You should know she is prone to swallow the marrow. She getting her eagle on down on the floor. See how the drinks are flowing off of the top shelf. Men are flashing the belt.
Spread eagle across the block.
Watching the jocking her while she rocking them 8-inch stilettos. 8 into metal, just leather and lace, and the taste of oxidation. Lay still and let her let like leech and suck. She might let you fuck, but she won't. She don't need you for shit, but your dick and your veins and your guts and your every man see she thick and they wish they could bang when she struts. She got nails did, hair did, body right, teeth white, not sharp getting. If you a bad bitch, let them know you ain't out for the dough. You won't.
Okay, so this is sounding like a mix of Kanye and Death Grips. Whoever that singer is, he sounds really similar to Kanye. He also sounds like this other guy. He did a song for Fortnite a while back. I think it was when the first new map came out, when they redid everything. I think the song is called Ruckus. It's either Konata Small or Crispin, but I think they have kind of a similar sound. That one's a lot more rocky though, the one that I was talking about. This one, yeah, again, it sounds like that combo between Kanye and Death Grips. Halloween banger in my opinion. You know, you're right. I wasn't even thinking about it being a Halloween song. I should have been. It definitely fits in that though. Vigilante dentistry. Oh god. I don't even want to think about that anymore actually. It's so gross. Just imagine like, yeah, here I am imagining it. Anyways, somebody like is just sneaking in people's houses and just with a pair of pliers. Ugh.
She got her own home. She got her own set of power tools, her own unmarked van plan, meticulously laid out and splayed on the walls. Her scrawled on and dated Polaroids of 7 has played, and she got them vials of ketamine. Rohypnol and
that constant drum is so awesome.
And whatever your pleasure be, medically she readily be providing the blast. The time to die with the finest of wines. Trying to find cut glass to get your cut fast without cutting. She got a diamond tattoo on her upper thigh. Another fine mess walks by and cuts eyes. She let it go. She got bad little body plus a mean walk, mean ass, make jaw slack, but a black makeup match the black makeup bag. A black clip of the steel and chrome dip, slick black handle, switchblade. She flips, she getting. She don't need you for shit, but your dick and your veins and your guts and your. Every man see she thick and they wish they could bang when she struts. She got nails did, hair did, body right, teeth white, not sharp getting. If you a bad bitch, let them know you ain't out for the dough. You won't. Twerk some girl, twerk some girl, twerk some girl. Cut some girl, cut some girl, cut some girl. Kill some girl, kill some girl, kill some girl. Eat some girl, eat some girl, eat some girl. Candles by the mirror.
Okay, so it hit me why this even more sounds like Kanye to me. The production is very similar to Black Skinhead, like to some extent. Of course, this one's very unique. It has a lot of like the power drill in the background. There's like a lot of sounds that aren't usually put into songs, but the way that that drum hits on repeat reminds me a lot of Black Skinhead by Kanye. So that kind of like more enforces that idea that I was having. David Diggs is from Oakland and has a Grammy, actually. Is that... Wait, 1 second. Is that who is on this one? Okay, yeah. I have the Genius lyrics pulled up and it says, okay, that's sick as hell. Okay, that's the rapper. Yeah, his rapping style, I really, really like it. He's very clear with what he's saying, so you can totally know what he's saying without needing... I don't really need the lyrics pulled up. I just kind of already had him on hand. Yeah, he's very clear with them, which I really appreciate. But that him being clear does not take away from the rapping at all. One of the more clear rappers that I've heard. So she's going to take them to bed, have fun, and then eat them. What the hell? What the hell? The sound of drills in the song isn't helping the thoughts. Oh, I didn't even connect the dots. Holy cow. Well, eat and torture. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I'm kind of rubbing my chest since my stomach isn't on screen. Picture me rubbing my stomach, though. Yes, the enunciation is great. Yeah, it is very good.
Candles by the mirror, perfume on the dresser. Yes, sir, red sheets made of satin. Flowers in the Bible, drying red wine in a goblet. Trojan rappers, chainsaw motor revving outside. Blood stains on the carpet and ink. Elbow length gloves, thigh high fishnets in the garter. Godson crucified on a necklace, hang just where breath heaving body. She got a she, make him pray to the sex life and death she does. And when she body rolls, see how the party go. Dumb and the pills dissolve, tongue kiss and room revolve. More than a few will fall, black light and new resolve. She getting she don't need you for shit, but your dick and your veins and your guts and your amen. See she thick and they wish they could bang when she struts. She got nails did, hair did, body bright, teeth white, not sharp, getting if you a bad bitch, let them know you ain't out for the dough, you won't twerk some girl, twerk some girl, twerk some girl, cut some girl, cut some girl, cut some girl, kill some girl, kill some girl, kill some girl, eat some girl, eat some girl, eat some girl.
Ooh, there's some high-pitched ringing. Okay. One thing I really noticed, like, towards the end, like, I knew it the whole time, but it really kind of hit me just how good they mix and mastered the audio. Like, partially, he's just rapping really clearly, but also just the way that they produced it and, again, the mixing and mastering just made his voice even clearer. Like, it was like, separated from the production in a good way. It had its own little island in there that he was able to say everything that he needed to say without it being covered up by the production and vice versa. Like, they each had their role and they each were able to do their own thing without blocking the other. And like, it was really, really good in that regard, like really good. So I went ahead and added this song because I like it, but on the other hand, the idea of the song makes me a little uncomfy. So it's one of those things where it kind of grosses me out. I'll listen to it. It's probably going to be a very occasional listen though, just because as soon as I think about the meaning at all, my stomach gets a little upset. But yeah, overall though, I really do like that one. There's a lot to love about it. It's very unique sounding, other than the part that it kind of sounds like Black Skinhead, but that's probably just me. Okay, up next, Hold You in My Arms, Ray Lamontagne. After that one, we have an album cover of somebody literally dancing with the devil. Crazy how that works. I think it sticks to that Halloween theme though.
When you came to me with your bad dreams and your fears, was easy to see you've been crying.
Ooh.
Seems like everywhere you turn, catastrophe reigns. Who really profits from the dying? I could hold you in my in my arms. Oh, I could hold you forever.
I'm really enjoying this song as of now. The voice is reminiscent of Oasis, maybe mixed with a bit of Rod Stewart and City and Keller. That's it. His voice really sounds like City and Keller's, which I've every song that I've heard from City and Keller I've loved. So that's a good thing. It's a really good thing. Yeah, it's very chilled out. It's very relaxed. I don't know. It's just so soothing to listen to.
When you kissed my lips with my mouth so full of questions, my worried mind was quiet. Place your hands on my face, close my eyes, say that love is a poor man's food, no prophecy.
Love is a poor man's food.
I could hold you in my arms. I could hold you forever. And I could hold you in my arms. Oh, I could hold you forever.
Oh, the violin. It's so sweet. It's so soft.
Now we see how it is. This fist begets this spear. Weapons of war, symptoms of madness. Don't let your eyes refuse to see. Don't let your ears refuse to hear. You ain't never gonna shake this sense of sadness.
This song, I can tell it's an emotional song. Once I had an excuse to cry to the song, I will. Because it feels like it's not something that is affecting me now as much. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy at the moment, so it's not as sad for me. But I know that if I was in like the right spot, obviously I don't want to be sad, but if I was, I think this would hit really hard. It's one of those songs. It's one of those songs that would hit really hard if you're in that mood, that situation. I don't know. I can't get over how much I really, really like this song. I'm definitely going to be listening to the album at some point. Probably not on stream or anything, but I am going to listen to this one. And if I like it, I'm probably going to buy the vinyl if there's one. I know I'm like going super far ahead of myself, but I really like this one so far.
I could hold you in my arms. I could hold on forever.
He's rocking that kind of whispery sound too.
I could hold you in my arms. Oh, I could hold on forever.
Oh, the silent strumming of an acoustic guitar. The perfect way to end that song. Very much like that song. If it's not clear already, I really, really, really like that song. I fell in love with it within the very first minute and a half. After that, it just became more and more I don't know, it was become more and more alluring, I guess, as I was like actually listening to it. It's just one of those songs. I can't quite put my finger on that. It's one of those songs that you instantly have feelings for. It's nostalgic in a way, but also not really. It's kind of like when everybody heard The Night We Met by Lord Huron when that came out on 13 Reasons Why, I think is what it was, and everybody fell in love with it. I assume a lot of people got the same feeling out of it that I did, because that song, it really did mean a lot to me for a while. Like it did a lot of people. It was a popular song for a reason. It's kind of like that type of feeling, where it just instantly feels emotional, instantly feels like there's a lot of context there that maybe you do or don't have, but it just feels like it's there anyways. Yeah, I very much like that song. The instrumental was super simple. When the violins came in, though, it boosted it up a level. Very, very nice song. That's actually an old Mexican folklore tale. Some handsome guy walked into a dance club, alluring women all night, and they looked at his feet and saw there were hooves. He vanished shortly after. It's a longer story, but yeah, I appreciate the gist of it. Any Day Now by Chuck Jackson. It's already got an interesting sound. Oh, a really interesting sound. I think I already like this one.
Any day now, I will hear you say goodbye, my love, and you'll be on your way. Then my wild, beautiful bird, you will have flown. Oh, any day now, I'll be all alone. Oh, when you're resting beside,
I already feel like I could sing every word to this, and I've never heard it before.
oh, to my sad surprise, then the blue shadows will fall all over town. Oh, any day now, love will let me down.
Yeah, this song feels like one of those songs that a new movie is going to take advantage of, and it's going to become huge if that already hasn't happened. I wouldn't be surprised if it has. It fits like that like modern aesthetic that people go for by taking an older aesthetic. They just take some old song, put it in a new movie, and it immediately becomes a hit. Granted, they do kind of cherry pick the songs that are like, they're like, yeah, these are good ones. But even then, this one definitely feels like it could be one of those cherry pick songs on a newer movie. Yeah, I'm really, really enjoying this song so far. I already added it to my playlist. It's again, it's kind of got that nostalgic feel that a few other songs have tonight, or at least one or two that I've talked about have had like a nostalgic feel to them, and this one's no different. And his voice is just very nice voice. It does sound familiar. Yeah, there is a certain familiarity to it, but I think it's just like how that sound was just so common, and it's brought into all those like modern movies and stuff. Like, I've heard similar sounds to this. That doesn't mean that it sounds like the same, but I mean, you know what I'm talking about. It's just music from that time. Low notes. There's the choir in the background too, or at least a few girls singing.
I'll be all alone. I know I shouldn't want to keep you.
Those strings hit so hard.
Want to stay until you've gone forever. I'll be holding on for dear life, holding you this way.
Oh, I loved how he sang that.
Stay any day now. When the clock strikes go, you'll call it off. And
He's got such strong vocals.
Love will let me die. 'Cause you won't be around.
And this part is so, it sounds like a circus or something, so it's weird when it comes in.
My beautiful
I'm not against it though either.
don't fly away.
Oh, it just kind of cut off. I assume it probably doesn't do that if you're like listening to it in the album. It's probably just the video, so that kind of sucks. But either way, really enjoyable song. He's fantastic pipes, very good singer. The production was perfect, and this had to have been recently remastered within like the last 10 years or so, maybe. Maybe not, 14 years ago. Okay, so I'm definitely wrong about that. Either way, it had to have been remastered at some point, because it, through the headphones, it sounds fantastic. It does not sound like this is straight from that time. They definitely had to have remastered it at some point, because it sounds really nice. Kind of like that one song, Israelites, from the last live stream. Like the different parts of the production, like just the kind of the basic sound that's like throughout the song, and then like there's that kind of keyboard sound that comes in that, again, it sounds kind of like a circus. When that pops in, it brings a new interesting flair to it. The violins also do the similar thing. I really enjoy that song. 2 absolute bangers in a row. But yeah, see you later. I'll be back soon.